G'day guys, Cam and Tiff Wild Touring, and welcome to this month of Touring Talk. What are we, month 4?
June.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 months in.
Madness. I'm gonna grab a quick beer because I forgot. Have you got a drink?
Yes.
You good?
Sorted myself out.
Sorry.
Oh look, they're all eating. There's some pelicans out in the distance.
Oh, we better tell you where we are. We're actually, we're in the Gulf of Carpentaria, Savannah Way. I was gonna call it the old Savannah Way. That sounds cooler than it is. It's just the Savannah Way.
Just the Savannah. We are only like 10 k's into Queensland. We just crossed into the border today.
Yes. Queensland beer in Queensland. Cheers. So anyway, Touring Talk, what's it all about, Tiffy? We do it once a month.
Yeah.
Bit of a recap on stats, budget, all that sort of nerdy figure stuff. We love that stuff.
Yeah. Then we talk about best campsite, worst campsite in the last 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And then we normally have like a little overarching theme at the end. This week, I think we're just going to run through some questions that we've been getting a lot of.
So we'll do all that, but let's get straight into stats, hey Tiffy?
Into the nitty gritty. I guess I'll run you up to speed on where we are and where we were for June. So we spent all of June in the Northern Territory.
Yeah.
Last time we saw you at Touring Talk, we were at Dundee Beach. We hung around that Darwin area for a little bit. We've been out to, Gun Point right at the top. Then we went back down to Katherine. We've been out to East Arnhem Land, had a wicked time out there. And then we've come back down to Katherine again and then gone out to Europa via that road into Limmen National Park. And then we've made our way across the Savannah.
And here we are, we're at a cracking campsite right on the side of a river. Like you said, we're only a few k's into Queensland right now. Beautiful spot. If the rest of Queensland is anything like this, then we're going to have a really good time, eh?
Yeah, but June was an awesome month. We absolutely loved the NT.
Yeah.
Had such an awesome time.
Yeah, I'm really excited for you guys to see some of the episodes. Chloe has all of a sudden turned into a hardcore fisho. She's had a bit of a run of good luck catching some fish on the boat and off the shore, which you'll see in coming episodes.
Yeah, we're filming this now at 9 o'clock because she's only just got to bed because she was dragged away from the shoreline fishing all night.
For about 4 hours of Savo, her and I have been flicking lures. She's casting lures into the snags. I love it. It's been wicked.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah. Anyway, stats. Let's start with that stuff.
So all of that in mind, we did about 3,500 kilometres.
How's that compared to other months? I don't know.
It's a fair amount. Like in May, we only did 2,500.
Okay.
But, when we first started, we did similar sort of Ks. 3,500 seems to be about the average for us.
Well, we smashed out nearly 2,000 Ks getting up to Arnhem Land and back and having a poke around.
Yeah, it's funny because I was thinking Northern Territory is so small, but we did go all the way out to East Arnhem Land and back again, and that was huge Ks.
Yeah, rough Ks too.
Yeah, so total fuel cost was $1,500. And then fuel economy was 20.74 litres, which is our best economy yet.
Yeah, fuel economy is getting better and better as we go. Every month it's getting a smidge better.
Yeah. I don't know why.
That's not unusual because that's a new motor. Everything's tight. As it starts to get looser and probably dusted, the economy will get better. Nah, I don't think it's dusted.
Dusted,
hopefully.
all right.
Fingers crossed it's not.
What does that even mean?
Oh, like when you get dust through the airbox into the motor and it starts to...
Oh yeah, she's dusted.
Yeah, dust is super abrasive. It ruins all the bits inside your engine, Tiff.
Okay.
Anyway, let's not talk about that. Let's not tempt fate.
Accommodation cost was pretty much on par with other months. It was $1,373.
Yep.
We did spend well over a week in East Arnhem Land at the boat club, and that was $70 a night. So that's definitely added to that cost. But yeah, not too bad. And to break that down, that was 15 nights in a caravan park, 11 nights in stations or hip camps, 2 nights at free camps and 2 nights in national park.
Wow, only 2 nights of free camping that whole month. I hadn't thought about that, but yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess...
It felt like we were off-grid a lot more, but that was because we were at like hip camps to ourselves.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, okay. Wow, there you go.
Yep. Groceries and alcohol was $2,046.
Lump those together, nice.
Yeah, pretty much on par with other months.
Yeah.
Yeah. And lastly, dining out and tourism activities. This was quite high. This was $1,800.
Yeah, but we did... Oh, we hired a tinny.
Yes, and I've put that in brackets. We spent $400 on boat hire at a location that you might not ever see because we lost that footage.
Yeah.
We had some problems with our hard drive, but we were at a place called Crab Claw, which is up sort of near Dundee in the Northern Territory. We hired a boat for the day, had an awesome time.
Yeah.
Really, really good. Filmed it all, but I don't know. You may see it, you may not.
Yeah, we've lost a couple of episodes. We've lost, well, what have we lost? Crab Claw
And Dundee. Not too bad.
Yeah, so we'll see how we go. They're the only 2 episodes I can't edit at the moment, but we might be able to get them back because we sent the hard drive over to your brother, or your brother-in-law, sorry.
Yeah, so if you're watching, Richard,
get on to it, mate. Come on, we need you. We'll keep you posted on that anyway. And if we can't recover those, we still have a heap of B-roll and drone footage and other bits and pieces. So we'll somehow work that into an episode, maybe another touring talk or something.
Yeah.
We'll show you bits and pieces of sort of footage that never made it to YouTube.
Yeah. So that brings the grand total to $6,792.
And how's that compare?
Or $1,698 a week.
Oh, I still reckon that's good. Anything under
bad.
$2,000 a week, I reckon we're doing really well.
Yeah.
Just remember that doesn't include phone plans, internet plans, insurances, what else?
Or internet, or anything else like to do with home life, really.
Yeah.
I'm not even including like you had to get some antibiotics for an infected midgie bite.
Yeah, thanks Dundee.
I'm not even including that. Like
Yeah.
that's, health and medical, that's unrelated, I feel.
Yeah, it was $12 anyway. It's not going to skew the figures, Tiff. We always get the generic brand medication from pharmacies. None of that fancy brand name stuff. Yeah.
Actually, that was a funny story.
Yeah, go on.
Doing the dial-a-doctor from the middle of Flora National Park.
Oh, yeah. That dude, I'm telling it, am I?
You tell the story. Well, it was like a 10-second phone call. He asked you what was wrong. You said you needed antibiotics. He gave you the script immediately. That was it. End of conversation.
Yeah, literally, I walked out the caravan because the kids were noisy and I was like, hang on, I got to chat to the doctor, Tiff. And I walked around the car and caravan and just walked straight back in. And she goes, oh, you couldn't get through? And I was like, no, I'm done. We looked at my call log. I think it was less than 15 seconds.
Yeah, but honestly, what a great thing to have out in the middle of nowhere, because there was no chance of us getting into a doctor in Catherine. No. So, yeah.
This episode brought to you by Dial a Doctor. The other thing I was going to say, yes, we're not including all those things like insurances and phone plans and whatnot.
Yeah.
But also, someone raised a good point the other day, and they said the fact that we're including alcohol and food and stuff also kind of
is irrelevant.
Yeah, it's irrelevant because if you're at home, you're buying food and grog and stuff as well anyway. So.
That's true. And I remember she did say the difference is really the price that you pay out in the country versus at home.
Yeah.
I'm not switched on enough to figure that out.
That's
getting far too complicated for me.
Yeah, spreadsheet's pretty basic. But I mean, the groceries are a lot more expensive here. It would be interesting to look at how much we spend a week on groceries and then maybe do a month or two of logging stuff at home and see how much more it is. I would, at a guess, I'd say it's 20 or 30% more expensive for groceries on the road. Tiff was absolutely disgusted yesterday. We drove through a remote Indigenous community, I guess, out here on Borroloola on the Gulf of Carpentaria. And we were just getting fuel, and the fuel wasn't too badly priced. I think it was about $2.05.
That was good,
which is pretty good out here. But we ran out of milk, and we've got to have nice coffees while we're on the road.
And also Brodie loves his milk.
Yeah. So I bought 3 litres of milk from the Roadhouse, $12.50.
Yeah, $12.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway. So last 4 episodes of YouTube, best campsite.
What were the last 4 episodes?
We've got Robin Falls, Flora, Umbrawara, the Gib, Daly River.
All of them were actually really good.
Yeah.
Can't knock any of them. But we were talking about this before, hey.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like the campsite, like Flora, the campsite wasn't the best. It's pretty overgrown, it's a bit dirty, but I loved it because it was rough around the edges.
Yeah, and you caught your barra.
Yeah, we had it to ourselves. We saw heaps of wildlife. We saw dingoes, buffalo, the big barra, all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. And then I think I'm going to say Flora for the experience. Han River with Elnick on the Gib for a beautiful spot.
That was a beautiful spot. The other really beautiful spot was Robin Falls.
Oh, yeah.
And actually saw on the news like 2 or 3 days ago, it's actually just been announced that that is now going to form part of Litchfield National Park. So they've bought that big parcel of land, the government have.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know from when I don't know, but that will soon be Litchfield National Park, which I imagine will no longer mean free camping. Will probably no longer.
It can't mean free camping.
It'll no longer mean dogs allowed, I would imagine.
Which is a shame. But the free camping thing, I mean, it sucks that you're gonna have to pay to camp there, but it needs to happen because it was so busy there.
It was really busy.
People were on top of each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Maybe they'll make that turning circle at the end a little bit larger now.
Yeah.
But Robin Falls, I was going to say, beautiful, beautiful spot. Like it's camping right on the creek there, fresh water, swimming. That was beautiful.
And the waterfall itself, beautiful as well.
Yep. Worst campsite.
Again, like I've enjoyed them all. There's not one that I didn't enjoy.
Yes, there is.
Which one?
Let's not lie now.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, I forgot. On the Gibb River Road, Ellenbray.
Yeah.
Ellenbray was not for me.
No, it wasn't for us. I mean, the scones were good. Not great. They were good.
Scones were all right. I'm not going to knock the scones.
Yeah, the camping just wasn't great. Like we were just in a big bowl together with 1,000 other people. It wasn't much fun, and neither was the Pentecost because it was so busy. And
neither was El Questro, the camping itself. The gorge is beautiful.
No, but the gorges make up for that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. Okay, that's that. Moving on to FAQs.
Yeah, cool. So we've got a heap of questions that we keep sort of getting asked over and over in episodes. So a few of them are about products, aren't they?
Yeah. So we might just rattle through the product ones pretty quickly.
Okay.
Everyone keeps asking, I think in the Daily River episode, you were making a cocktail with that ice breaker.
Oh, yeah.
Ice mold thing that we have.
Yeah.
Look, we've never really spoken about it. You love it. I don't particularly like it. I find it hard to get the ice out.
Yeah, there's a bit of a knack to getting the ice out of it.
Yeah.
I guess why I like it is, and I'll get some B-roll, it fits perfectly in the door of the freezer upright. It's called an icebreaker pop.
Yep. And we bought it from Amazon, but just Google it because there was quite a few places that sold it.
They're about $30. I think Kick-Ass has brought out one that looks very similar, but I don't know if it is the same one. Ours is the original icebreaker pop.
Yeah, I think they were the original. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Pots and pans with the removable handles.
They're really good.
Absolutely love them.
They're from Kitchen Warehouse. The brand is Everton.
Yep.
The only thing I'll say is they do several different colours, and I kind of wish I got that dark forest green.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why I trusted you to go to the shop to buy them.
I know.
But he came home with the cream coloured ones.
I still like that colour.
Yeah, I would have preferred the blue or the green.
It's just that we're a little bit grubby with our gear. And I mean, like tonight, I was actually using one of those pans on the fire. They're going to end up discoloured from all the flames and stuff. Because they're anyway.
Yeah.
But they are a really good set. And they're great because they nest, so they fit really well inside your caravan, don't they?
Quite a few questions about Starlink Mini, how it's going for us, how's the mount holding up. Starlink Mini has been like one of the best things we ever did. We regret not doing it before we left on our trip. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Having internet as you travel just makes life so much easier, not only with the kids, but in terms of planning where we're going. Sometimes we pull out a camp, I don't know where we're staying that night, and it's helpful to be able to look as we go. Yeah,
you know, someone asked us the other day, because they do two plans. They do a $50 50 gig a month.
50 gig.
For $80, I think. And then they do the unlimited one, which is like nearly $200 a month.
Yeah.
We're on the unlimited one. Someone obviously was thinking about which plan was going to suit them, and they asked us, guys, would you mind having a look at your app and telling us how much data you use a month? How much did we use last month, Tiff? 500
gigabytes.
That's outrageous, hey? I don't even know how we did that.
I don't know.
We don't even watch a lot of TV or anything.
Yeah, I mean, we'll occasionally watch it at night time. I mean, the kids, sometimes we're driving for 4 to 5 hours and the kids are streaming that whole time. Yeah. Chloe's doing online gaming. There's a lot of talk about joining private servers.
Yeah, she's gone full computer nerd lately too. Also, I do wonder, because they've got that YouTube Kids app, and it's got an algorithm where it picks up what you're interested in. And I think, isn't the one where we've got like pre-downloads episodes?
Only if you're offline. But if you're online, it constantly refreshes, pops up with new
Isn't
things.
it caching them and downloading them? Because I know that when we drop out of internet, he can still watch stuff.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that might be downloading stuff in the background.
Yeah, and then in terms of the mount too.
Yeah, where's it from?
Outcamp.
Yeah, it's a 3D printed plastic thing. It was made specifically to fit the ARB base rack that we've got. I don't know if they do mounts to fit other things. It works really well. It's easy to get on and off. I don't know how long it's going to last, like in terms of, because plastics in the sun sometimes don't last really well, so I couldn't say, but it's certainly been great so far.
Yeah. Yep.
And I was just going to say, heaps of people, when I first mounted that thing in the Flinders Ranges and I showed some footage, a lot of people said turn it around, Cam, because the plugs, the ports on it were facing the front.
Oh, that's right.
And they were saying with driving rain and stuff, we might get some water ingress in the plug. So
Yeah.
I did take that advice and I've spun the bracket around, so now they're at the back.
Yeah.
I never actually had an issue before, but it's probably
Yeah.
good preventative maintenance.
Actually, in that episode too, we showed some of like the dash on the 300 with the maps.
Yeah.
And then we had questions like, what mapping system do you use? We use Wikicamps all the time to like plan where we're going.
Yeah.
And then I use Wikicamps on satellite view to have a look at the tracks, but I'm pretty sure that's exactly the same as Google Maps satellite view
so,
as
yeah.
well. In terms of navigation, we're just using Google.
Because we've got Starlink Mini, we can use Google Maps
Yeah.
offline. And then Tiff's worked out through the factory head unit on our car, you've worked out how to get, when you open your Maps app on the car, Tiff's managed to get the satellite overlay up.
Yeah,
which
and
is
that's just by plugging the phone in. We don't have wireless CarPlay. We just plug the phone in.
Yeah, open Google Maps.
Open Google Maps. Yeah.
Yeah, that's super duper handy.
Yep. Lots of questions about the multi-cooker we've been using, the
Wolstead.
all-in-one, the air fryer, the steamer. It's called a Wolstead Cookmaster.
Do you hear that?
It's pelicans.
You sure?
Yeah,
Sound like a
I
barra.
can see them.
Okay, sorry.
It's called a Wolstead Cookmaster. It's from Kitchen Warehouse, but it's not yet available. It'll be available very soon, and we've got a really good promo coming up on that. You can save yourself $100.
Yeah, that is a really good bit of kit.
Yeah, we absolutely love it.
Yeah.
So in about, I think it's about 2 weeks' time, on our usual Saturday.
I think it's the last Saturday for July.
Yeah.
The video comes out, and yeah, there'll be a bit of a promo to get that thing.
And we'll run
at a
you
good
through.
price.
We'll run you through the features and give you a better look at it then.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is coming very soon.
Yeah.
The Tiegear Shield awning wall.
Same story. It was a prototype.
Yeah.
Really good bit of kit. Again, I think we're looking like maybe the end of July. We'll be doing a promo with Tiegear for a really good price. Maybe a freebie thrown in or something. I haven't quite worked out the details.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the shade wall. It's a really good bit of kit. Again, we'll talk more about it in the episode when that
but that
promo's
is
available.
coming still, and we do absolutely love that
Yeah.
thing,
Yeah.
especially in caravan parks. Like, to give yourself a little bit of privacy.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah. Clothes optional in our caravan now.
They always were. Lots of questions about homeschooling and how that's going for us, or not homeschooling, but like distance education. Honestly, it's such a drag. It started off really well, and Chloe was so excited that she was asking to do it each morning, but it has quickly become like the most dreaded time of the day. I don't know. I've spoken to quite a few teachers like in our travels along the way, and they've all said like teaching a class full of 20, 30 children any day of the week, easy as.
Well, of someone else's children, that's that's the thing.
Teaching your own child,
Sucks.
completely different story. Like just the level of patience, the level of back chat, attitude. It's just not great. Yeah, look, it's not the program. The program that we're with is great. School of the Air.
Yeah.
They've been fantastic. They've given us a huge bundle of work. We work our way through.
Yeah.
She has a check-in once a week with a teacher. Her teacher is amazing.
Yeah, expectations are not too high in terms of like contact time and how much time we're doing on schoolwork itself.
Yeah, I don't think she's falling behind. We probably do an hour to an hour and a half a day. Sometimes that takes an hour, sometimes it takes 5 hours, just depending on how productive she is.
We have been focusing on the basics though, really, like mainly maths and English.
Maths and English. I don't know how anyone has time to do HAS and geography.
Yeah, what's HAS?
No,
Tiff?
sorry, HAS is geography. HAS and science.
Okay. I don't even know what HAS is, so we're not doing a lot of it. But from what the teachers said to us, a lot of the things that we're doing day to day are actually helping her in those other areas.
Absolutely.
Anyway.
And I would say one thing, like it's given us a really good insight into what she is capable at. Like I had no idea that she was actually really good at maths.
Yeah.
She's obviously got a very mathematical brain, and I wouldn't have known that if we'd never taught her.
Yeah, it is. It gives you a real insight into your own kid, actually.
Yeah. And that brings me to like the best age to travel with kids. Someone asked me that. I think that is so dependent on your own children.
Yeah.
Probably speaking from personal experience, I love like the age of 3 to 4.
Yeah.
You don't have to homeschool them.
Yeah.
They're not necessarily needing day sleeps anymore. And the world is their oyster. Like, they're just so curious, and
you get to relive all the simple things through them
Yeah.
too. Like, yeah, I agree with you. I love that age. Like, sometimes we'll be out here in front of the fire. He gets a massive kick out of just collecting some firewood and roasting a marshmallow. Like, simple things blow his mind. You know,
Yeah.
it starts to go dark and the stars start to come out, and he's leaning back on his chair and he's just spun out by the moon and the stars.
yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. Like, you really do enjoy the simple things again with a kid that age.
Yeah, but yeah, totally dependent on your own children, because, I mean, the older they get, I worry about taking Chloe out of school because she's very much attached to friends and all of that now. But then there's other kids that we meet that are older than Chloe that hate school and love being on the road. So
And they've thrived.
yeah, I do actually, like, when we do Cape York, which will be soon, we're actually doing it with Erin and Alex, who have their own YouTube channel called Now or Never. And they did a lap a few years ago with their own children who were a little bit older at the time.
Yeah.
So I'd love to chat to them. We'll do like a Q&A with them. Sort of, and the overarching topic will be like, you know, doing the lap and stuff, like talk about homeschooling and the ages and all of that stuff with them, because they'll have a good insight into that too.
Yeah.
There is never a perfect time, I don't think. So if you see an opportunity to travel, just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was one last question, Tyre Pressures that you run off-road.
Yeah. So on stuff like this, like we're on gravel tracks at the moment, pretty corrugated, I'd run 25 pound all round. And then highway pressure is normally about 45 pound all round. If we're going into really soft sand, you know, sort of 18, tow in the van, probably around 18 pounds, something like that. That's about it. Yeah. I think there were quite a few people wanting to see a bit of a slow, like black and white, maybe montage of my barra.
Yeah, I think we've talked well and truly enough. This is probably about half an hour long already.
Yeah.
You know, they don't call it wild yapping for nothing.
I know. Thank you for watching. Cheers, guys, and we'll see you this Saturday. Yeah, unless things go drastically wrong. Like we lose another hard drive.
I hope not.
Yeah, cheers, guys. Thanks for all your support.
Thanks for watching, guys.
We'll see you Saturday.
See ya.